In the heart of the city, where dreams come alive, BWatts on the mic with that fire in his eyes. From the court to the field, every game, every fight, he's the voice of the struggle under stadium lights. He's seen the highs and the lows, the wins and the pain, every triumph and tear, every loss in the rain. But through it all, he stands tall, never backs down, with a heart full of love for this sports-loving town. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Every story, every glory, every promise we keep. From the love of the game to the struggles we face, he's the voice of the people in this sacred space. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch.
What's going on, friends? You're watching Sports Talk with BWatts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. Do me a favor. You got to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. And also, if you like to support the broadcast, you can cash out. You can super chat, or you can simply just join the membership. We trying to gain 50 more members in this upcoming year because we have a few people who have subscribed to the channel. So if you can cash out, super chat, or just join the membership, anything you do will be highly appreciated. All right. Hey, I want to say a happy new year to all of you who's tuning in right now. Wishing you a happy new year. Make note, just make note, there will not be a live show tomorrow. My next live show will be this Friday. Won't do no live show tomorrow, but I'll be doing a live show Friday. That'll be my next live show. And Saturday will be a live show with Ladies Night. Man, I got an all-star lineup for Ladies Night coming your way this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm telling you, it's going to be a hit. Always do. The person that's going to be hosting the show will be Miss Phyllis Smith, and she got several female ladies that will be joining the panel with her. I think she got a total of 4. RD, Miss Kimberly, A.K. Williams, Diane Brown, and my friend Dr. Angela McIntyre, along with I Love CC. They will be doing Ladies Night, talking about Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado football team. So you need to make note and support the show going forward, if you don't mind. I appreciate it. Put the word out, share the video, hype the video, whatever you do to support it. All right. Hey, want to say a special thank to Miss Leslie Sanders for being a new member of the Sports Talk with BWatts. Appreciate her. Thank you for your kindness. Appreciate you. And thank you for helping us trying to reach our goal. All right. Want to say hello to the #1 chat on YouTube. I see all of y'all in the chat, and I appreciate you. I'm telling you, they're the best chatting on YouTube. They are the best. Happy New Year to all of you, and thank you for everything that you have done, and appreciate your support throughout this year. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be where we are right now. So once again, we thank you for your support. All right. I got to move on. I got to bring my dog up. That's Uncle Steve. Appreciate him tonight. What's going on,
What's going on, BWatts? Another beautiful night. I hope everybody's enjoying before the new year kicks in. It's always good to be in with my peeps. So let's go and get this thing started and have a good time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve sound like you're a DJ tonight. I gotta work on getting my sound like that. I gotta work on getting my sound like that, y'all. I'm gonna get it. Y'all just hanging here with me. All right, let's get into this show tonight. We getting ready to talk about Shedeur Sanders, and he's taking major strides as the Brown QB1. If you look at his journey, how he got here, and where he is now, he kind of did some good things. I know he still got a lot to work on, but when you look at the journey, what he had to go through to get here, very impressive for a rookie quarterback who didn't even take first team reps until about a month ago. And you say what?
What I have to say is this here, BWatts. This is what I'm gonna tell everybody. I think we got the wrong perspective. Let's look at the real. The real is this one here. We're talking about the steps Mr. Shedeur Sanders is taking. Let's look at the steps of any quarterback in the NFL. It takes a will, a determination, and a want to. I think we have gotten so far into, Shedeur, he has some things to work on. I watched Josh Allen run backwards 20, 30 yards this last game. This the fourth game I've watched Josh Allen turn around and run the opposite way. But the great commentators, when they commentate his game, you know what they say? Josh is trying to make a play. Josh is trying to wheel the Buffalo Bills. Shedeur Sanders do it. You know what they say? Oh, that's what he was doing at Colorado. That's terrible. You cannot do that. You can't take sacks like that. See, it's all perspective. Let's go another thing let's talk about. They told us that Kenny Wilson Pickett was the ticket. They told us he was the next Lamar Jackson. They told us he walked on water. They told us he was Moses. They told us he was the next coming. And all I told y'all is this one here. Wilson Pickett, he got cut for a hamstring injury. I have never seen a quarterback now. I can see if a running back or receiver, and it goes, a quarterback don't need that hamstring. You look at the linebacker. He didn't have a leg. He was out there. Schlesinger was out there with one leg, and he still played. Now this is a quarterback. He played in a game and threw for 5 yards. But they sold y'all. We have to go and prove that Shedeur Sanders is the man. And I tell you, my days of trying to prove to them people who the man and who not, they're over. They're over. The tape does not lie. Let me go over the tape, Mr. BWatts. How many quarterbacks has played for the Cleveland Browns this year?
At least two.
Well, more than two, because you had Flacco, you had Lil Dillon, and you had Shedeur. That's 3.
Right.
How many wins does Flacco have?
1.
How many wins did Dillon have?
1.
And how many does Shedeur have?
2.
My point is this one here. We're doing all, and this is the next thing I tell you. When they start this chat, walk with me. When they started the season, did those 2 quarterbacks have their starting offensive line when they started the season? Is it a yes or no question?
Yes.
So you telling me they had their starting offensive line, they had all of their starting receivers, they had their running back, and they had these tight ends and everything, and they only got 2 wins?
Yep. I'm afraid
now you're telling me a man who don't have none of his starting offensive line, who got his tight end hurt, his running back injured, and then you telling me Jerry Jeudy done quit for the season. He in Judy World, he in Judge Judy World, and you're telling me this guy got 2 wins?
2 wins.
And then the next thing you tell me, you listen to Jason. Oh, Jason tell you Shedeur can't read coverages. Shedeur don't know how to, he holds the ball too long. Shedeur don't know what he's doing out there. Shedeur is still taking too long to decipher what's going on. Well, I ask you one question, my great people. If he don't know what he's doing, and he got more wins than the other two, then what the hell do they know?
Yeah.
So I'd rather have a person who don't know what they're doing, but he winning, than the people who do know what they're doing and losing. So I'm just saying this to people. I think y'all don't. They talk that stuff with y'all, and y'all be sitting there arguing with them people. I stopped arguing with them when they sent smallpox up to them Indians. I stopped arguing with them when they gave syphilis to people. I stopped arguing with them when they told y'all that the economy was great. That my arguing days over. I stopped arguing with y'all when they told y'all how many jobs have a certain either one of them has created in office. I don't argue with people about that stuff because you know why? People, I know somebody, I'll go back and forth with them. They will argue a stop sign. You'll say something, they keep arguing. I don't have time for that. Let's go this here way, people. Let's look at your eyes. Let's look at your eyes. And let's look at the facts. Does Shedeur Sanders move that offensive line up and down that field? Let's look at it this way, BWatts. I'll tell you this one here. This goes with his talent. I've watched almost every game Shedeur Sanders has played this year. Let's go the last 4 games. The last 4 games. The first 15 plays, they go down the field and score.
Yeah.
What that tells me is this one here, BWatts. It tells me when you put a plan together and that plan and that plan goes in there and that plan makes sense and it's your best plays, Shedeur Sanders scores. The problem you have is this, BWatts. You got offensive coordinators like that boy in San Francisco. you got one, Shanahan. You got coordinators like the boy who plays for the Los Angeles Rams. When you got an offense, and I even put that boy for the Miami Dolphins. When you got and Ben Johnson, let's go with Ben Johnson with Chicago. When you got an offensive coordinator that's creative, when you got an offensive coordinator that's committed to their quarterback, when you got an offensive coordinator and a team that surrounds that quarterback with everything that he needs to be successful, do you know what happens, Mr. BWatts?
Talk to me.
They win. Look at the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots ain't got a lot. I tell people right now, I'm a Patriots fan, been way back. I'm back there when they had Stanley Morgan and my boys, quarterbacks and everything else. I've been way back. Tony Eason and all of those ones back there. But my point is this here, BWatts. When you put a team together and that team is fighting for one goal, and that's for perfection, right? You can win anywhere. And that's what Coach Prime, and I'll just put it this way, I'm gonna throw Coach Prime in there. That's what Coach Prime is looking for. He's looking for a group of men that's gonna come together for one goal, and that one goal is to win football games. And that's what you have. So all I'll tell you is this one here, BWatts. Let me ask you this one here. If you're working a job, and you work quite a few jobs, and I get the people in the chat, and I can tell you the ladies know this here, because the ladies have always had to deal with uncomfortable things at jobs and places where they were the most qualified, the one with all the knowledge, and you walk in there and they tell you, I need you to teach your new boss, the one that we hired and didn't hire you, I need you to teach them the job. Do you think you're going to teach them that job? I'm not. I'm going to say, well, hell, you told me I need some more seasoning. If I need more seasoning, you better put some seasoning salt on him or her, because I'm not teaching them nothing, because that's out of my job description. My job description does not say I train the boss. I don't do that. I should be the boss. If I got to train you, I am the boss. Right. And I want to be paid accordingly. So all I'm saying is this, BWatts, let's educate ourselves and let's look at the facts. If you have piss poor coaches, right, don't expect Shedeur Sanders to be the best quarterback in the NFL. I'll leave it as this, and we can move on. I'll move on to this, BWatts. If it wasn't for Coach Prime and the money that Shedeur Sanders has and his willingness to be the best, Shedeur Sanders would probably be out the NFL right now, because he wouldn't be with Cleveland. Because if it wasn't for his trainer and him putting all that extra time in at all of those schools and stuff that he was doing to work on that stepping back, step into the pocket, moving with your feet instead of running backwards, understanding, making a short passes right here instead of looking for the home run. That goes with his personal trainer. His personal trainer, that quarterback coach. That quarterback coach was doing a lot of that. So let's thank them. And I will say this for Cleveland. Cleveland, be stupid like you've been stupid all your life. Let that number one walk out the door and see how fast Pittsburgh. Let's see how fast the Raiders. Let's see how fast the Rams. Let's see how fast Arizona. I'm telling you, BWatts, these teams. Hey, I'll look at this one here. I'm gonna tell you two teams that people might not, that's kicking themselves right now. The Baltimore Ravens are furious. They should have never listened to Coach Prime. They should have said, Coach Prime, we love you, we respect you, but we drafting your son, whether you like it or don't like it. If the Baltimore Ravens would have drafted Shedeur Sanders like they wanted to, Lamar would have been out for the whole season, and Shedeur Sanders would be going into the playoffs with the Baltimore Ravens with an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. Think about that, BWatts. And not only that, he could be with the Philadelphia Eagles. And you know it don't take number one hit for hurt to get hurt. And bam, look what he got, a Super Bowl team. So sometimes you think in one way, but God could have had a whole nother plan for you. Because what's going to happen, one day you're going to go up to him and he's going to show you, if you wouldn't have said nothing, you would have had this many Super Bowls. And you know what you're going to do? God, dog. But back to you, BWatts.
Okay, check this out, though. All this week. Now, Shedeur went up against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. This past week, he went up against Aaron Rodgers, a future Hall of Famer, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They won that game. I agree the defense did play good, but somehow the Cleveland media don't want to give Shedeur the credit as a starting quarterback, and they defeated Pittsburgh. They saying Shedeur didn't do nothing, which he's the only quarterback that led the team to a touchdown. It was the Cleveland defense. When you hear stuff like that, is that moving the goalposts with Shedeur?
No, it's not moving the goalposts, BWatts. It's what they always do. When Mendoza won that game against Ohio State and it was 10-7, what did they say?
Oh, he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, Mendoza.
Put him in the Hall of Fame.
Did you see him? Intestinal fortitude. Did you see? He's the number one pick. He's the greatest. He's the greatest. So if you listen to that, that's on you. But I'll throw something else at you, BWatts. I'm gonna throw something crazy at you right now. I'm gonna throw something crazy at you. When you think about welfare and people on welfare, when you listen to the media, what group of people do they put in front of the camera when they talk about welfare?
You already know who.
Okay, people in the chat. Put down the answer to that question. When they say somebody's stealing from welfare and doing all this stuff in welfare and buying all these steaks and stuff with welfare, who do they put on CNN? Who do they put on Fox News? What color do they put on there? My next question.
But who has to be doing
no. I'm gonna get you there. I'm gonna try this car tonight. I'm gonna try this car tonight.
I'm gonna let you drive.
But my next question is this one here. Who has the largest population? Put down what color has the largest population of poor people in the United States. Put it in the thing. What group has the largest population of poor people in the United States? Because they're the biggest population. Let's go this one here. So if they have the largest group of poor people, because I'm from Mississippi and I see all of them, I go down and lose it. Thank you. I thought that they had a lot. So you're telling me that all those people in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Louisiana, Alabama, they're telling those welfare people, we don't want that welfare check, we ain't gonna take that welfare check. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. They killing you with those. They're the ones getting food stamps, but they put a different picture on there because they can villainize and make other people look bad. All I'm telling you this one here, BWatts, we can get back to football. But the truth is this here. They will tell you anything if you believe it. But when you go and educate yourself and look at the numbers, I tell folks, I just look at the numbers. I looked at, I say, well, I didn't see too many black people. I went to South Dakota. I say, I didn't see too many black people in South Dakota. I drive up to West Virginia. I don't see too many black people. In Mississippi, Louisiana, they be going to them grocery stores with so many. It's different now. They went in there with so many food stamps, and I'm looking at us. I thought it was us. But then I looked at the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. They get more Medicaid and food stamps than anyone because they're the largest population. It just makes too much sense. But they put us in front, just like crime. When they put crime up there, who do they put? It's just like football. It's a cosmic of society. And it's no knock. But it's if you believe that crap, and then they put an Uncle Ruckus in front of us to tell us that it's us. So if y'all want to go on that, that's on y'all. But let's get back to football because they'll tell you one thing. They'll smile up in your face all along. They want to take your place. What they are. People in the chat. Backstabbers. Let's go, BWatts. Let's get this thing.
All right, man. I want to thank the $2 super chat from ALG 335, $2 Brett Farr in Mississippi. Thank you for the super chat. All right, it's coming down to the end of the year for football, pro football, especially the ones who's not in content for the playoff or winning a division. Cleveland Brown is in that position. Let's start with the general manager. Should the owner bring the general manager back for another year to be with Shedeur Sanders and the rest of the Cleveland Brown football player? I'm talking about Andrew Berry. Got a $2.99 super chat from Coach G. Appreciate y'all tonight. Happy New Year to you. Appreciate you. Talk to me, Real.
Go ahead, Kimberly Wisewig. Go ahead, look, them young ladies. But them ladies ain't no joke. They know. Them ladies in the chat had to slap a few young ladies for going there and messing with somebody who they shouldn't have been messing with. They old man or they boyfriend. So I know they understand about that. But let's go this one here. It depends on if you're talking about me, if it was me and the owner, would I bring him back? The answer would be no. The answer would be no. If it was me.
Very hit on this past draft, big dog.
I can't, but what you have to understand is this one here. You can't act right for one night and you done been there for 6 years and then act the fool for 6 years. It just don't work. But me going with the owner. But let me go with the owner though. I'll go with the owner. And because of the relationship the owner has with him, they're gonna bring him back. And I'm gonna tell you why they're gonna bring him back. We're saying you want to bring him back because of the relationship he has with Shedeur Sanders, because you bring Berry back, Shedeur's coming. Shedeur is going to be there. He's going to have Shedeur his number one, which is the right thing to do. And if you want to make money, Andrew Berry has the books, and that owner understands. That young man has done a heck of a job with those books, so he's staying. He is going to stay. And he's going to stay because he did an outstanding job this year. He did an outstanding job this year. And something else he's done. He's already told Steph Nash that he's leaving. You can see they're not on the same page no more when it pertains to them two, because it used to be they were on one accord. They'd get out there together and everything else. They'd speak accordingly with each other. They meet every Monday and everything else. But you can see what's going on. He's coming back. And I really do believe, I think Berry got it now. I really do think Berry got it now. The only thing I will tell Berry, if I was ever in a room with Berry, I'll tell Berry this one here. Do not use your first pick on a wide receiver because you don't have a Chase and you do not have a Jefferson in the draft. The guy from Ohio State is an outstanding. He ain't better than T. Higgins. And T. Higgins is the second receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'll go with this one here. The other kid from Arizona State who used to play with Colorado, he's been hurt every year in football. So I cannot put a 5th-round pick on a receiver that's been injured. And that's no knock on him. He might not be injured again in the professional, but you have to play it smart. When you have a 5th-round pick or a 6th-round pick, you have to pick the best. Thank you, young lady. The best left tackle, that boy from Utah, the boy from Alabama, or the boy from you got Utah or Ohio State. You have to go there and say, hey, I'm getting me a left tackle, and I'm getting a left tackle for the next 10 years. Because what we don't want to see is Cam I ain't Robinson. We do not want to see number 68 ever. And I mean ever wearing a Cleveland Browns uniform. He can't wear a Cleveland round uniform. So with that being said, let's get that left tackle, let's get a guard, and then get your receiver and go from there. Back to you, BWatts.
That's a good point, man. I'll never forget Sunday broadcast when Rev couldn't get that mic right. Yeah, Steve said, all right, Rev, don't beat on number 68. Don't beat on Cam Robinson down. Cam Robinson, boy, you're famous, boy. You're famous, Cam, but for the wrong reason. Now, let's talk about the head coach. Let's talk about the head coach. When you look at Kevin Stefanski, we can say anything and all the things. You can say good, you can say bad. You got to remember, Uncle Steve, he's 2-time Coach of the Year since he's been with the Cleveland Browns. And his team just beat Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, not only that, Kevin Stefanski, the people are saying, the media is saying, the Cleveland media is saying that the players are playing hard for Kevin Stefanski all of a sudden. But when they interview the players are saying we playing hard for each other. But the Cleveland media is saying, Mary Kay, Tony Grossi, Jason Lloyd said the team is playing hard for Kevin Stefanski. Should the owner bring back the head coach, Kevin Stefanski? Or what do you think is going to happen to him?
Well, I will say this one here, BWatts. What happened when the New England Patriots hired a coach, and then the next year they fired that coach and got another coach? What happened with that team?
Yeah, I don't know, Steve. You got
they 13-3 because they had Mayo.
Oh, okay.
They had Mayo last year. They had Mayo last year, and they did. I'll give you another one. Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh man,
they got a new coach. Let's look at the Chicago Bears. They got, when you get a competent coach in that building, and I'll tell you something else. I really do think they won that game. This is me. Because they everybody on there wanted to stick it to the Cleveland Browns. They wanted to stick it to the organization. We gonna show y'all. Y'all think we tanking? Y'all, because what you have to realize this one here, it's some offensive linemen that are healthy right now, and they refuse to play him.
Right.
That guy, it's some offensive line right now that are healthy. And remember the guy whose wife came out and said he ain't nothing wrong with him. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why they tell my husband ain't injured. She want her husband out there to get that money, them incentives. She want that husband out there to get that money. So all I'm telling you is this one here. I just tell y'all at times, the reason they're saying it is this here, BWatts. Let me tell you why they're saying that. Who does Mary Kay get all of her information from?
Kevin Stefanski staff.
Thank you. Who does the other guy, Jason, get all, and Russo and them get all their information from?
Kevin Stefanski staff inside the building.
Absolutely. So why would you, when your job depends on access, why would you ever want someone else to come in there when you got all of this access for Kevin, and Kevin uses you as a snitch to go out there and get his message out there anytime he wants to get out there? But Kevin also provides you with information other people don't provide you. So all I'm saying is this one here. You're listening to people that are bought and sold. They have sold their soul for the access. And so I can't listen to them. Now, if you tell me somebody like G. Bush ain't bought. G. Bush is taught. He taught his father and mother taught him well. So if you're telling me somebody credible like that, then we're good. So with what you're saying, I just don't. I hear nothing they have to say. They're gonna say anything they want to for Kevin, but Kevin, what I will say, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? That's what I got to tell him. Bye, bye, bye. Hey, bye, Kevin. Like, hey, Kevin going there. Bye, Kevin. Kevin now was saying, Kevin is talking nice now because his wife have already told him. His wife has already told him. She don't want to lose that check. Man, when you making a check like that and you got the access that she has, you has the influence she have, and you got the power that Kevin has, that or man, they love it. They love it. But you're telling me about Coach of the Year. It's what have you done for me lately? What has he done within the last 3 years? Has he been a Coach of the Year within the last 3 years?
No, he ain't won the 7 games, huh?
All I'm telling you, you used to put it down a few years ago. But if you ain't put it down now, your old lady ain't gonna say, boy, he sure put it down. He put it down 3 years ago. Boy, he used to do it. He used to lift me up on walls, and he used to put me on cylinders, boy. He used to have me on chandeliers. But now you don't do no more sleep. Man, it don't work like that. You don't get credit for that. You get credit for right now. And for right now, he ain't even a 2-minute brother. He ain't even getting credit for that. So all I can tell you is Kevin got to go, baby. It's on production. It's on production. They're talking about firing a coach who has never lost in 19 years, has never had a losing season in 19 years. Can you imagine that? A coach who has a Super Bowl. They talking about firing this coach. But you telling me about a man who got a certain type of skin, who got a beard, and they think he cute. He need to keep his job because they like. You know what they say about Kevin? We like Kevin. I hear Karen say that all the time. I like such and such. It ain't about likes. What you told us about with the DEI, it's about competency. It's about the right person doing the job. It's about what you put together and your productivity. And if you're going off productivity and what he's done, get his ARSE out of here. Back to you, BWatts.
Okay, if they get rid of the head coach, Kevin Stefanski, what type of coach would you like for them to bring in? A offensive-minded or a defensive-minded? A hot coordinator on the offensive side or a hot coordinator on the defensive side? A veteran coach who have coached before, or you got to bring in a rookie coach who have never coached before, then a head coach per se. Which type of coach do you think? Because it really going to be a young team. Because I think you told me this. The Cleveland Browns don't have no offensive line.
No.
That's on payroll for next year. They got a contract. So what type of coach they going to need? Especially if the Shedeur going to be there.
This is what I would do. If it's me, I would get that Flores guy from Minnesota, the defensive coach.
Yeah.
And people like, well, what? Listen to what I got to say. Because of what you have to deal with in Cleveland and those type people, I need a tough-minded coach that's hard-nosed, that went through something the first time, and now this time when he comes in there, he's going to be totally different when it pertains to how he does his business. Now, when he comes in there, what I would do is this one here. Now I would get me the best offensive-minded offensive coordinator out there, just like Washington did when it got Kingsbury and something like that, a very good offensive coordinator. Now I would go out and if it's me, if I'm Flores, I would go over there and get me somebody from the Rams. I'd look at somebody who's underneath Ben Johnson. I'd go over there and look at, if they fired the Miami Dolphins head coach, I would look at getting him as an offensive coordinator. If the Miami Dolphins fire their head coach, bringing him underneath to be the offensive coordinator. And the reason I say that, if you do something like that, now Shedeur has somebody with that mindset, a young guy I don't want no old dude. I want a young guy that can come in there and do it. And something that I like about Flores, I think Flores would be honest with Shedeur and let Shedeur know, hey, this is what we're looking, this expectation, and he'll support him 1,000% because he'd go in there and be like, hey, Barry will tell him, man, we need to win. This is our guy. You need to go in there and make sure you do everything you can for him. And I don't think this time Flores was right about Tua.
Right.
He was right about Tua, so y'all can say whatever you want. Being honest, if you mad about a man being honest, I'm sorry. He told the owner that he was not going to throw games, and he told him that Tua was not it. Tua was weak. So all I'm telling you, those type things that I would do. I think if they did that and then keep Schwartz as your defensive coordinator, I think if you did that with Cleveland and get a no, you can't put Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy cuss his mom out. Can't do it. Eric Bieniemy he is one of those ones. I'll put it to you this way. I watched Washington when the Eric Bieniemy was up. He had a quarterback throw 56 times a rookie. You cannot have him up there. You can't do it. Can't do it. And I like Eric Bieniemy, but as far as what he does right now, he needs to stick with. Go back to saying what Andy taught him. You have to run the football. You cannot put young quarterbacks and throw the ball 52 times. You're not going to do it. So I'll just put it that way. I like Eric, but Eric got a reputation. Eric Bieniemy ain't no joke, boy. Eric cuss him out. Eric cuss him. He hard on him, boy. And these guys can't take it. So great choices, but when you're looking at your organization, when you're going to have a young team like Cleveland, I want to have an offensive coordinator that'll listen to Shedeur, but also be stern with him and say, hey, let him be creative, but still be able to bring him in. Hey, young fella, I know what you're doing. When Judy stuck his hand out, people need. I watched the film. Judy stuck his hand out to Shedeur. People like, why he throw? Judy's telling, I got it, and he trusted Judy. He shouldn't have threw it in the air that long, but he trusted him. He gave him a chance. But that, like Bucky said, that ain't Travis. You can't do it. It ain't Travis. He said it ain't Travis, bro. You got to understand what you're dealing with. But with that being said, that's what I would do. Back to you, BWatts.
All right. Check out this then. Let me throw this at you. You said you wouldn't mind Flores. Flores is my number one guy, too. If they don't go that route, what about McCarthy, who used to coach the Green Bay Packers? I think he got a Super Bowl with him, or he made the playoff. And he just got fired from the Dallas Cowboys. You think he'll be a good fit, or you think he's too old, or what? I mean, either as a head coach or an offensive coordinator.
Me telling you about McCarthy, I think McCarthy, they would win. They would win with McCarthy, but McCarthy's the same old. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay. If you want to be an 8-18, McCarthy is your man. If you want to be a 10-7, whatever, he'll do it. But I'm looking for someone who can take Shedeur Sanders to the next level, Cleveland to the next level. When you got a young team, you want that young team to be able to grow with their coach. And my question for a person like McCarthy, okay, let's go again. He won one championship with Aaron Rodgers.
You know how hard it is to take to win a championship?
Sir, they told me Aaron Rodgers was the greatest arm talent that they've ever seen in football. They told me Aaron Rodgers was the greatest generational talent they've ever seen. And all I'm telling you is this one here. Aaron Rodgers did some great things. Green Bay has some stacked teams on that thing. And all I'm telling you is this one here. How many championships do Mahomes have?
He got a lot of them. He got 3.
Yeah. And he done been to 6 or 7.
Right.
How many has Aaron been to? How many has McCarthy been to?
1.
Okay. So all I'm telling you is this one here. And not only McCarthy, then he turned around and went with the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys were stacked in some of those playoff wins with McCarthy. What did they do?
Okay, Steve.
And it's no knock. What I'm saying, BWatts.
I think he's a good coach. He's a good coach.
He is. I think he's a good.
He's better than Kevin Stefanski. What they got now?
Oh, absolutely. He will win. He will win. He will win. I truly think he will win. But I'm like, is that the direction you want to go? Because you got to ask yourself, this is what I ask you, BWatts. It's the difference between McCarthy and a young coach is this one here. Does McCarthy still have that Jimmy Johnson, football is my life, or this is just something I like to do? You see what I'm saying? Because he's at the end of the road. McCarthy's on his last he reminds me of your boy who was in Colorado, Schumer. He's on his last leg. He ain't where those young coaches are. Flores ain't got a legacy. McCarthy has a legacy. He got a Super Bowl win. He's done it. He's done it with several teams as far as winning. I just don't know if he's going to put the time in that a person like Flores or a young offensive coordinator coming in who will sleep in that building, who will be in that building, and the commitment. That's all I'm saying. And I just don't think McCarthy would do that. Me personally.
Okay. All right. I mean, I hear you. But he will be my second choice. It was reported that Freeman, the head coach of the Notre Dame, he signed up back to go with Notre Dame, and he said it been reported that 2 teams was asking him about being a coach, and they said Cleveland was one of them, along with the New York Giants. I don't think that would have been a good fit to me personally, but that's the report that was out there. Let me ask you this right here, dealing with the Cleveland Browns. Take your feelings out of it. I know you're not a fan of the Cleveland Browns, but would it do good for the Cleveland Browns to just reset this next year, get rid of the GM, head coach, and then everybody in there, and just start all over? Because if they don't, here's another report. They saying that the owner want to give Shedeur 1 year, and then that next year, that following year, he want that Manning quarterback and 2 more years.
Well, he could want anything he want to. That Manning quarterback ain't worth nothing anyway. He got a name. Man, yeah. That Manning quarterback got every 5-star in the sun. He'll be okay. And I tell people all this time, I say, y'all hype up the Mannings, but actually, what did they do? And I even go with Peyton. Y'all think Peyton Manning the greatest. Peyton Manning ain't even in the top 5 of greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. He ain't even in the top 5. Top 5. He ain't even top 5. Because Montana number you would have to go Tom Brady number 1, Joe Montana number 2. Hey, you got John Elway number 3. Well, I'll put Patrick Mahomes 3. Let's go John Elway, Dan Marino. So I'm telling y'all, and people like all this Peyton Manning, and I could keep going on and on and on. I ain't even said Terry Bradshaw, the rest of one of them Super Bowls. So all I'm telling you is this one here. Peyton Manning beat Rex Grossman for a Super Bowl. And y'all hype him up like the end of the world. And then his second Super Bowl he couldn't even move his neck. That brother on defense won that Super Bowl. That Denver defense beat everybody. That Denver defense didn't give up no more than 10 or 12 points. So all I'm telling y'all hype these people up and they do all that stuff. That Manning boy ain't gonna be, he's just gonna be another Manning. That's it. He's gonna be another Manning. But let's put it this way. Shedeur Sanders don't need to worry about that, BWatts. I'm glad that the owner wants to do that. But the owner does have to do what his people want. If the people are filling those seats up and Shedeur Sanders is performing like he's supposed to be performing next year because they're going to put a pretty good team around him, it'll be hard to get rid of Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders can stop all of that foolishness. He's not going to go undefeated. That's right, Von Miller. He's not going to go undefeated or anything. But I tell you this one here. If Shedeur Sanders them go 8-8 or 9-7 or to that point, because I can see it. Let's tell you how I can see it. Pittsburgh don't have a quarterback next year. Joe Burrow won't out of Cincinnati. And their defense is not going to get better for Cincinnati. So you're looking at a team right there where the quarterback want to be gone. Let's look at Lamar. You don't know what's going to happen with Lamar's back, and the way they are upset with Lamar right now in Baltimore, they could trade Lamar Jackson or something else. So you're looking at a division that's wide open, and you're looking at. I tell folks, I love what Cleveland can do. Their defense, the talent that they got on defense, and you can add a couple more free agency picks, just some little general, or I even do guys that's undrafted for their team. You can sneak some guys in there that might not even get drafted, or guys in the 6th and 7th round where you can put on there and say, hey, these are the best defensive players out there. Let's get them. But let's go with this one here, BWatts. If you put Shedeur Sanders with a decent offensive line, this is what I saw. With a decent offensive line, which you should have. If you draft the correct rookies that you should next year, he's going to have a pretty good offensive line. Decent. Now, when he has a pretty good offensive line, let's look at the game against Pittsburgh. They had 4 offensive runs that they had for 25 yards. They had for 18 yards. They had for one was 18, 25, 13, and 11 or something like that. They all got called back. Now, can you imagine if they got an offensive line where they got that stud left tackle over there, where they're getting 3 and 4 in those 25-yard pickups, they're not called holding, and they're moving down the field, and Shedeur don't have to throw the ball every time, and now you have to play the run, where you actually have to look for the run, and you can't stack it up? What does that do for Shedeur Sanders? It opens up the field because now you can't be dropping all those people back. You're fearing the run. So all I'm telling you is this one here. Shedeur Sanders shouldn't worry about that foolishness. Let him do it. This is what you should think about. If you give up Shedeur Sanders after next year with all of that training and everything that he's gone through and the experience that he's going to have after, 24 games in the NFL, boy, you're a doggone fool, because you know what's going to happen? Everybody got their hand up, we'll take him, because you're still going to have teams out there that are not going to have a valuable quarterback, and Shedeur Sanders is going to be fine. And it's going to be awfully embarrassing, Shedeur Sanders going to the Super Bowl with another team, and the Cleveland Browns still being the doo-doo Browns. That's what I tell you.
All right, B-Dog, we got to switch over and talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team. Coach Prime and the Colorado, I got an email from the Colorado saying they done hired a new AD from New Mexico. What have you read and what have you learned about the new AD and how you think him and Coach Prime will get along?
The new AD is a young guy, 36 years of age. He's ambitious. He knows how to talk with people. He knows how to fundraise. He's been to the best institutions you ever want to be at. He's been at Texas and the other institutions that he's been to. So he's been to the best. He even been to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So all I'm telling you is this one here. You're dealing with somebody who's coming in, and then Mexico right now, they're upset. He was there 13 months, and he did some things there. He did some really good things, hired a very good head coach, Elk, or whatever the case, and they won 9 games. They won their bowl game. Yes, sir.
When you talk about fundraisers, you said he was good at fundraising. What do fundraiser mean for a university like Colorado?
It's their lifeline. You can't compete if you don't have money. It's all about the money. That's just like you as being a husband or a boyfriend. If you ain't got nothing in your pocket, your wife ain't she ain't gonna have that Kool-Aid smile on her face. Because the point of this one here, when you got in Texas too, way to go. Thank you so much, JR. It all goes, show me the money. You don't have to love money, but what you do have to understand, you need money. In order to get stuff, you got to have money. So it's a tool. And when you got somebody who knows, this man went to, in Mexico, he went to his Senate and Congress and it's hard to go to them and had them give money for the football team to come up with policies so that they can get money for the football team. So if he can do that in Mexico, he definitely should be able to do it in Colorado. And also, they said he went to the mom and pop show individuals, and he knows how to go to the alumni because what he does, he builds relationships, and you're going to see him all over Colorado. So him and Coach Prime are going to mesh real well together. The thing about it, Coach Prime needs someone saying, hey, get this money for me. And he'll go out there and listen to Coach Prime, because one thing I can say about Coach Prime is a forward thinker. Coach Prime, one of those guys that been all over, been around so many different places, and he saw so many different things that he has ideas. All he do is think of ideas. Coach Prime is one of those people. He could be an innovator. Well, you would pay Coach Prime just to listen to him. Smart people would. When you got deal with people with Coach Prime, you just want to sit at his feet for like 10 or 15 minutes, because he give you ideas and things that you can like, oh, I can make millions of dollars out of that, because he's always thinking. So I think they're going to work very well together. And any great team, you can't name not one great team that doesn't have a great that doesn't have money behind them to keep them going and valuable. You're not going to see it. They're not going to be consistent. Not one. Not going to be consistent. You might do it 1 year, but you're not going to be able to do it consistent. I'll give you an example. James Madison, they win these games, and look what's happening now. They're losing all of their offensive starters. They're getting all of their best players are getting taken. And it's hard to keep winning when every year you come and get these guys and develop them and get all your best players taken. That's a hard pill to swallow. Back to you, BWatts.
Okay. All right. The transfer portal open up Tuesday, right? It's a go Tuesday. When you look at the Colorado football team and everything that they done lost, the backup quarterback, he just hit the transfer portal. You got Draylon Miller, they gone. You got Omarion Miller, they gone. When you look at the Colorado football team and what they need to do during this transfer portal, what position on this team should be their main focus? Is it the offensive line, defensive line, a linebacker? Now, I know he need all of them, but what's the most important position that Coach Prime should concentrate on in that transfer portal?
BWatts, I don't want people to get offended right now, because I'm telling all the people who get offended, hey, put your phone on mute, put your tablet on mute right now. What was Colorado's record last year?
They were 3-9.
So what the hell did they lose?
Nothing.
So I'm gonna tell you, yeah. When I'm 3-9, I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to tell me about what I lost. I ain't lost nothing. That's like telling me a woman that cheated on me and took all my money and took out some, oh, what did I lose when I tell her hit the road? I ain't lose a thing. I ain't lose nothing. I lost an ankle off my neck. That's what I'm saying.
It's time to drink one now.
That's what I'm saying. So all I'm telling folks is that's exactly where I'm going. So I'm not. So people in the thing don't go because these people. Well, he talking about. I ain't talking about anybody. I ain't saying these people are can't play. I'm not saying any of that. It just wasn't a good fit for them together with Colorado. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So don't go getting upset. Oh, he's saying these young men getting paid. It's a young man got paid $800,000 and ain't do no more than I did. Hell, I'd have did more for Colorado than he did. Hey, at least I'm up there telling him, go ahead, I believe in him and everything else. That joker got up there, just cashed that check, man. Ain't nobody hear that mess. So I tell you, ain't nobody hear nothing about that. This is what I'll say, BWatts. It's all about the big boys. It's all about the boys that when you go to prison and you walk in there, you look in there, you got the meat and potatoes. It's certain dudes in there that you gonna see they 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", look like they eat up all the cornbread. It's about them. It ain't about the ones who running from them, who drop the towel or soap and they run. It ain't about them. It's about the big boys. So we want to get them trenches and we want to get that taken care of. Everybody else want to be cute. We do not need no dudes on New Jack City. We don't need no Christopher Williams. We don't need no pretty boys. Hey, this is what we need. When you saw Georgia, Kirby Smart got people that just broke the law. They got arrested. He got arrested. And they asked Kirby Smart, well, what do you think about the players and are they going to be ready for the game? Or are they going to... Kirby Smart said they'll be at the game and they will be ready to play. And we'll take care of everything else when that needs to be taken care of. We'll take care of that then. You know what it's about? It's about winning for Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart ain't here. That's the Coach Prime would have did this here. Coach Prime would have suspended them boys. Coach Prime would have said, I ain't going to play them. And you know what would have happened in that bowl game? They'd have got beat by 50 points. It's good. I tell folks all the time, I understand standards. I understand rules. But at the end of the day, it's about winning football games and doing right by those young men. You can still teach those young men a lesson and still have them play. Everybody got their opinion. You can have your opinion all you want to. If Georgia win that national championship, you know what the people in Georgia are going to be saying? If Georgia suspend those boys and lose that football game, you know what they're going to be saying? Why the hell you ain't let them boys, why you let them boys play? Them boys ain't do nothing. Them young men were being young men. They were just being young men. So all I'm telling you is this one here. I understand everybody. I understand everybody thing. But for all of y'all that's holier than now, the people who ain't holier than now gonna be whopping you upside your head while you sitting up there talking about being holier than now, because that ain't going nowhere. I want to make sure I'm fair with people. I give those young men, I can still teach you a lesson and still let you play and understand. Young man, you can't do stuff like that. We still gonna play this football because we done paid you this money because you can't get your money back. Oh, you gonna play. You gonna play. Y'all don't say nothing when they go to jail. So if they go to jail, I'm like, hey, what y'all complaining for then? Let them boys play. Let them boys do what they love to do, but teach them a lesson and a thing. Back to you, BWatts.
Yeah, Kirby Smart was on TV, man. I'm down here listening, and all of a sudden, man, the news started off with 2 Georgia players been arrested. They follow up with Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart said, oh, we don't took care of that. They're gonna be all right, they're gonna play. I just want my refund. He's saying they got to pay their way out of here. They gonna play, but they gonna give me some of that back. I said, dog, that's how that's how Kirby Smart running that thing out there.
Bruh, it's about winning.
That's why they win. Yeah.
That's why they're winning. Football is the main thing. And when football is the main thing, Kirby Smart come out and tell you, it's about football back here. He tell them if they don't like being tough and they don't want to play because they tackle almost every day. He said, if you don't want to do it, you need to go to, we want to send you to another SEC team because we know we can punk you. We know we ain't got to worry about you. We don't want to send you nowhere. We want to send you to another SEC team because if you can't handle what we can do, you ain't going to be able to beat us when we play you. And that's the truth. So I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. And you go from there.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm still waiting and looking and see what Coach Prime gonna do. But I still believe in Coach Prime. I believe he's gonna turn the ship around.
Yeah.
And once he get everything right, I think it's gonna be a go. Like I said, he got not only get that coaching staff right, somebody that he can trust and believe in. He got to get the in-house right. All of them got to be on the same page now.
Mm-hmm.
We got to trust them. And sometimes that's hard to do, Uncle Steve, when you're old fast. Trust somebody. Because you don't know what their agenda is when you're coming in there. You don't know. You really don't know. Sometimes you just have to have faith and take that gamble that it'll pay off for you.
But BWatts, I get that. But when you're a man of faith like Coach Prime is, when you're a man of faith and you talk to God and God speak to you, those things get taken care of. Even if somebody has the wrong intentions, God can put people in your plight that don't have your agenda in mind. But what they have agenda for themselves, but by completing their agenda, it still takes care of what you need. For an example, if you got an offensive coordinator who's going up there saying, hey, man, my goal is to get to that next level. But in order to get to that next level, that head coaching job, you got to win.
Yeah,
you got to perform. So whether Coach Prime likes it or think that they're on the same page or not, it's about winning, man. It's about winning. And that's where it goes with when you're selecting those people. Coach Prime, for me, is this one here. When you select competent people with a reputation, such as that, such as winning and treating people right, then you're going to be successful. And that's what I think that they missed out. What you can't have is this, BWatts. You can't have teams
But check
laughing.
this out, though, Uncle Steve.
Yes, sir.
He had that surgery. He was down on his back, and he tried to trust the other people that in charge. And when he got there, yeah, it wasn't like what he was looking for. It wasn't that on the field. They didn't want it. They was too worried about getting to the NFL instead of winning. That's the wrong attitude. That's the wrong mindset to have. I'm trying to get to the league. Throw me that ball. I ain't gonna block, but you gotta throw me that ball. Huh? Because I need the numbers to get to the league. But if your mindset and your talk ain't right about team first and winning, it ain't gonna do you no good. Coach Prime said this last year. If you ain't winning, the NFL teams ain't looking for you.
Well,
let me read this super chat off.
Yes, sir.
Let me find it. Doggone let it got away. There it is. Oh man, I got it. Okay, Miss Mama Tia, $50 super chat. Woo. 2 nights in a row. Appreciate it. Yeah. she don't be playing, boy.
She don't be playing.
She don't be playing 2 or 3 nights in a row. Speak on it. Okay, she said, speak on it, Uncle Steve. Fundraisers are at different levels of what it is.
Equity.
Passion, relationship. Think. You're thinking while you're sleeping. When you are a top tier, when you are a tier 5 through 10, you're talking big bucks. Supporters must know the plan and see the vision. BWatts, you're winning. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Man, she a big hitter. Hey, when I used to go to church, them diggers and them sisters say, here come that deep pocket. Here come Mr. Watts. He a big stepper, y'all. Get out the way. He gonna bless the church. But anyway, thank you, Miss Mama Tia. But okay, let's go back to what she's talking about right here.
Oh, yeah. What she's saying is this here, BWatts. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your dreams. If you want to make God laugh, tell him what your dreams are. And he's gonna laugh because he's gonna look at you and say, my child, if you only knew what I had planned for you, what you have right there, you asked for $1 million, but my goal was for you to be a trillionaire. And that's why he laughs. We don't think big enough. We don't think big enough. We think too small. Mama T is telling you right now, you got to think big. You got to elevate people by your thinking. Coach Prime thinks big. Coach Prime don't think that little. That's why I say when it comes to his innovations and stuff, if you look at the things that are going on in Colorado, how Colorado looks right now, their whole look of Colorado, it's beautiful. You look at the scenery and things like that. Coach Prime can do stuff like that. The big scoreboard. You look at, how you can just look at when you watch the game on TV, even getting away from the grass and going with that, that's a money maker because now you can have concerts and stuff. If they really wanted to do something, if they put a dome over there where they really could do it because of the weather and stuff like that, man, you could really, because it's the beauty of Colorado.
But check this out though, huh?
Yes, sir.
The players that they want, what they want. I don't know if they want the top 5 stars or it doesn't matter. When it comes to the fundraisers can help bring those type of players. And if this guy is who you say he is, I read up on him a little bit. I heard the video of the way he talked, the new AD. Mm-hmm. I just want to know, is it going to be a good fit? Because he's a young man and Coach Prime is he's a old man.
No, but Coach Prime his thinking though. He don't. Coach Prime don't think.
Because they said that Coach Prime was involved with the search too, so he got to know something about this guy.
Yeah, but Coach Prime don't think like an old man. Now when it comes to spending Coach Prime money, he think like an old man. He ain't spending his money now. Coach Prime don't spend his money. Coach Prime think like a billionaire when it comes to his money because he gonna keep his money. Thank you, Mama Tia. But what I would say is this one here. This is what I'll tell you. This one here. Coach Prime is gonna be fine on that aspect. What you're looking at this one here. Why do you want the top I wouldn't even want the top 5 players in those positions. And I tell you why. Because when you're dealing with the top 5 position in those positions, this will be what, do they want to play football?
Yeah.
Or they want to be the highest paid? Because I'll submit to you this one here. James Madison don't have the highest paid players. Indiana don't have the highest paid players. You need to have good coaches. This is what they need, BWatts. This is all they need to do. They need to go through those defensive linemen, with those defensive linemen, get that boy from Sacramento State who can come in there, who's not going to cry about playing X amount of minutes. Then you turn around and look at that group of all those defensive linemen. You go to a team like James Madison, get their top defensive lineman. Then you go to those 4s and 5 schools, and then you go and look at who are the top players. The player of the year. I'll tell you a secret here, BWatts, that people don't think. Running backs. Sometimes you can go, I'll go to the HBCUs for those special positions like corner DBs. Why don't you go to Alabama State, the top DB at Alabama State that can ball, the top one at Jackson State, the top one at Southern or something like that. Those are the players. You look at the all SWAC team, and then you look at the MEAC for defensive back, because those guys go to the NFL. Those guys like that, the top dudes in the SWAC and the MEAC, those guys go to the NFL. You can look for those players, and you don't have to pay all of that money, but you can get them. And those players can come in, and they're going to see that big facility, beautiful facility, and everything else. It's hard to get a guy like Cam that plays for Auburn, who's seen a beautiful facility and everything else, and get him to Colorado. He's like, man, the hell, I just saw all this. I'm the #1 receiver in the country. What are we talking about? So, and he's a grind and everything else, but he want to win, and he want to win right now. What I'm telling you,
State. We know where he goes.
Oh, absolutely, he need to. Or Miami. All I'm telling you is this one here, BWatts. Coach Prime need football players. He don't need that crap. Let's quit and people quit with all of them. When y'all look, oh man, that ain't no big name. It ain't about your name. It's about your game. It ain't about your name. It's about your game. Because I tell you what, where was Otis ranked in the transfer portal?
Top 1 in the defensive line.
What was his performance?
Yeah.
Top one of non-performers.
Yeah. That way was it.
That's what it's. So all I'm saying, BWatts, if you are a great talent evaluator, and this is where Coach Prime needs to pay his people, and this is something else Coach Prime needs to do. One thing I can say, it's a lot of Colorado boys that are in the transfer portal who wants to come home. And they were at these big old universities. I know 4 or 5 of them somebody else mentioned, but you got a lot of Colorado boys. You got a boy who was up of safety that was up at Northern Colorado. That was all whatever he was in his division. He needs a place. A safety dog, and I've told boy can flat out play rate at 91% or something like that when it goes with his rating, and he don't miss tackles at 100 and something. He don't miss tackles at 81 or 91 tackles or something like. He don't miss tackles. So all I'm saying is, Coach Prime need those players. You want those Colorado boys to come home, those nasty boys get in there who love Colorado and who's going to be there and want to do stuff for Colorado. He need to bring them boys in, because you can bring them in. It's a lot of things, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. What Coach Prime cannot do, let's say this again, I'm not worried about Marion. Marion going to have his size nice, because he don't need all of those 15, 16 receivers. He's going to get them boys he got from Sacramento State, and probably going to get a couple dudes that he knew from Texas, or from Texas that he know. That slick dude he knew from Texas, going to get a couple of them, and the offense is going to be fine. Offense is going to be fine. Defensively, listen to what I got to say, BWatts. I don't need a shutdown defense like Ohio State. I just need a disciplined defense. When it's 3rd and 15, we get off the field. If you get off the field and you're disciplined and you force teams, instead of what Coach Prime was doing, playing man-to-man with guys who can't play mannequin to man, instead of doing that, you'll be all right. You cannot put it's like putting a triangle into a octagon. You can't put it in there when you're playing blocks. You cannot push it in there. So all I'm saying is, sometimes Coach Prime need to let the defensive coordinator, well, I ain't gonna say no, not Robert Livingston. He need to let that linebacker coach who's a defensive coordinator look at Robert Livingston and say, hell, we are not putting these linebackers on this line and nobody's in the middle of the field. Them days, if we see that BWatts, let's turn our TV off and let's go home. Let's go home. Let's start watching Colorado State, because it just makes sense. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. So I don't want to see all those big name people coming to Colorado. I want to see people like Chrysler, people like McGill and Hill, people that played for good teams like Illinois, like Memphis. I know another team that we need players from. Houston has outstanding players that were coached, and they do very well. The Houston Cougars are well coached and have outstanding players. Chidozie, they had 3 defensive linemen for Houston that when Chidozie came, that other boys, they all were. I think they went to doggone USC. Go there and get a couple of those players. They are outstanding players. So you don't need big names. You just need kids that are football players and have coaches that coach them. Because if I hear this, BWatts, we're watching YouTube in the tight end room. We're watching YouTube in the tight end room. Let's look at this one here. You don't go over it. And if this is true, I'm done. You're not watching film with the players as far as going over. And you can see it in the game. You can see it in certain games. You're like, man, this team, you can see the other team, they throw a bubble screen. The defensive backs hit them before they even get the ball. They're studying you. No one should be able to do that on your team. You should be able to have you fool them 9 times out of 10. But if you don't, that goes with coaching. So that's what I got to say, BWatts, and I'll take it from there.
All right, want to thank Uncle Steve tonight. Don't forget the big show on this Saturday, latest night. Kimberly, a.k.a. Diane Brown, I Love CC, Dr. Angela McIntyre, my friend, she going to be on the panel, along with Miss Phyllis Smith. I'm telling you, this Saturday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. It always be a great show. Kimberly, a.k.a. Miss Diane Brown, I Love CC, and you got Miss Phyllis Smith and one of my closest friends, Dr. Angela McIntyre, who just wrote her first book. She will also be on the panel. They talking about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team and Shedeur Sanders and his journey as the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk with BWatts. My next live show will be Friday. I won't be able to do tomorrow. Got to go to church tomorrow night. And I won't be able to do January the 1st. I got to be at a New Year's dinner. So I'll be back next Friday night for the live show. But I will still be dropping my show, pre-recorded shows during the daytime. Once again, thank y'all. Chat, y'all the best. You're the #1 chat on YouTube. And I appreciate you being a part of the family. Mama Tia, once again, appreciate your blessing. Thank you for everything that you did. And I want to thank each and one of you who already joined the membership. Thanks for the ones who joined tonight. Hey, once again, join the membership. Just join the membership. I promise you. I promise you. Got some good things coming up this upcoming year for members only. Members only. Uncle Steve, give us your last word and we out of here.
Last words to this one there. I want y'all to have a wonderful New Year's. Mama Tia, keep doing what you do. Big dollar, no change is when it comes to Mama Tia. Everybody else, when it comes to ladies' night, you better believe I'm going to be listening. I'm going to be laughing. I'm going to be smiling because it is nothing like the ladies. Ladies, you are #1. And you make this thing happen. Thank y'all for everybody in the chat because you are the greatest in the land. Sports Talk with BWatts is here, and we have enjoyed you. Good night, and God bless. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate it.
Go Plus. Hey, watching Sports Talk with BWatts. I'm your boy, Bernard Watts, live right here in Boulder, Colorado. Getting ready to watch Coach Prime and Caught a lot of buffaloes. Yeah, let's go Buff.
Are you practicing to practice or you practicing to be great?
Which way am I going?
What's coming? You on the way.